Support for City Series Boys Football is provided by the Akron Public Schools Career Education Department at 330-761-3131 or apscareers.com.
Welcome here to Buchtel as we're about ready to kick off our high school football season here on APS 15. Dave Schick and Joe Buchansky bringing you broadcast here. Peter George upstairs moving our camera back and forth as the Griffins are looking to kick off to the Firestone Falcons. The Falcons come in winless so far, 0-3 on the season, and the Griffins are currently 1-2, starting their City Series play here with this kickoff. It is a warm, sunny afternoon here on Saturday. Temperatures in the low 80s, partly cloudy as you can see as the Falcons take the return, and they're still on their feet, going the distance, got to beat the kicker, lowers his shoulder, and has a fantastic return of 50 yards with an additional flag down after the play. He's going to go out at the 38-yard line.
Good patience.
DeAndre Jones on the return.
Yeah, good patience in the return game there, and then the broken tackle and a nice touchdown-saving tackle by the kicker, Dylan West, who played safety there and did a nice job taking the angle. A great run. Part of it going to be negated because of a legal block in the back, and it was one of those that was about 25 yards away from the play, too. It's not what sprung him. Don't touch anybody once he's out in the open.
Really towards the end of that. So they'll take over, losing a good amount of yardage on that penalty. First down for them on the 45-yard line. Your quarterback for the Firestone Falcons is going to be George Rozier. He's in the shotgun, 3 wide. And
got movement, yep.
False start. Not the way they wanted to start the game.
So 2 plays, 2 penalties for the Falcons.
Rozier comes in as the junior. Stats here for him are 6'1", 175 pounds.
Buchtel really got it going defensively last week against Woodridge. They believe the final was 27-2 in that ball game. Got their penetrating defensive attacking. Quick throw out to
Lafayette Johnson. You're right, Lafayette Johnson, my fault. Johnson on his first reception. He's going to have a gain of 9.
Good pitch and catch on 1st and 15 here to get more than half the yardage back. Bring up a 2nd and 7 here for the Falcons.
Well, that's one of those ones that can kind of get your offense going, starting a little shaky with the movement and the penalty. Now 2nd and 6. Hands the ball off through the center, breaks the tackle, falls forward, and he'll get 5 on the carry. And Josh Mitchell starts it.
So good.
Nice job running after contact.
Yeah, good positive yardage on both 1st and 2nd down. Brings up a manageable 3rd and short here for the Falcons. Put together a nice first drive here. Big play here on 3rd and 2.
Looks it over, has time. He's going to lower his shoulder and run. Stretches out, and he's going to barely get back to the line of scrimmage as he'll lose 1.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a zone read there. Is nothing to read there, as that was just a jailhouse run blitz by the Griffins. Nice job on 3rd and short by them.
Really took a quick survey of his receivers. And you could see the quick decision to tuck the ball and run.
Well, and it looks like they're going to go for it here.
So 4th down and 3. They're going to go for it.
Just inside of midfield. Gutsy call here.
Not sure that last play was what they wanted. They hand the ball off. He's into the scrum, and he's going to be short.
They give him 1.5 yards, but not enough.
Interesting, they went away from Mitchell on that one, and that one went to Paris Gladman, the senior. Both of their running backs are of the senior variety, but that one not able to find any space, and that'll turn it over on downs, going back to the Griffins. Give him 1 yard on the carry, but wasn't enough now. Your quarterback is going to be Mikel Lino.
Trips to the right here.
And hands the ball off and goes down.
Robert Young-Jones on the carry. Slips in the backfield. Give him the line of scrimmage. They spread him out with a trips formation to the right. Trips again coming right. They got him in the bunch here to the near side.
Bottom of your screen.
Well, they're going to run power that way.
Spin move, gets him 8, 9, still on his feet. Now he's got a 1st down, and we have a flag up.
Yep, that's what the call is going to be. Aiding and abetting. I think that's what it's called there, Dave.
So he'll get 8, and then we'll move back. They haven't spotted the ball yet. So where's the?
That would be a. Looks like
it'd be a penalty.
5 yards from the. Bring up a 3rd and short after the penalty. First for the Griffins. Great communication on the field by the officiating crew.
Looking now. Throws.
Has right up
the seam. Cuts back inside on his feet. 1st down, goes down at the 20-yard line. Pass caught by Matavian Johnson.
Yeah, Matavian Johnson with a great route there and a ball delivered on time to where he could do some after the catch, and he certainly did. Big gainer for the Griffins of 23 yards.
So now they set up now 1st and 10 from the 20. Lino pointing, putting a man in motion, which is going to be Whiteley.
Oh, made a miss.
Misses in the backfield, continues on his feet, runs, and he'll go down at the 11-yard line, a gain on his run of 9.
That was all Lino there because that play could have been stuffed for a 6-yard loss, but no wrap. He breaks the tackle and lowers the shoulder with a nice gain. His first rush of the ball game. Second and short. A lot of things you can do here.
Looking to hand the ball right side, breaks the tackle in the backfield, but can't.
Mitchell again.
Mitchell can't go anywhere. On the tackle is going to be Carl Suchek.
That's going to be a loss.
Loss of 2 on the run by Young Jones, sorry.
Gonna go trips to the left this time if they get there. Look at the wide splits by the offensive line. Buchtel, they're about 2-3 feet apart.
Throws in the flank, but goes down.
Might have been better to drop that one as it was offline. Catch by Zaire Keene.
Loss of 7.
Brings that up 4th and 9 now.
4th down and long.
They continue to go trips, and they don't have 3 guys on that wide side there.
From the 20.
They got a guy wide open.
For the end zone across the middle.
Oh, picked. Maybe better not to pick that one.
I think you're going to say it is incomplete.
That's better for them. That's about a 20-yard difference. Incomplete, and a nice job. They went away from the trips coverage there, and they went to the single side, and a really nice defensive play by the Falcons to turn it back over to them. Really nice job by the DB there to go over the top but not make contact. First incompletion for Lino.
So now the Falcons will take over now.
On their own 20.
After making a good defensive stop to end the drive. Rozier gets a high snap, gets it under control, but can't get anywhere on the run. Gladman is going to lose 3 yards on the carry.
Yeah, right into the arms of Ricky Good, and Ricky was really good on that one as he goes through the block and makes the tackle as well. It's about a 4-yard loss. Who ran that?
Gladman.
Oh, I gotcha.
Number 6, Paris Gladman. 5'9", 170 pounds, the senior.
Oh, look at you, mid-season form.
Line shifts over for the Griffins. Rozier has time, now he's going to run away from pressure. Looks again, tucks, continues running, spins, and he'll gain 2 on the run.
They did have a man open in the flat, but once initial pressure, Rozier just tucked it, didn't really look to throw.
4 yards rushing so far for Firestone. Mitchell being the only one getting positive yards running it. This will set up a long third down and 11.
Yeah, not where you want to be, 3rd and longs.
He looks for a quick throw. It's going to be caught at the line of scrimmage, has to break a bunch of tackles, does a few, keeps his legs moving.
He just couldn't quite get outside.
4 yards. Johnson does on the catch.
They send up the screen to Lafayette Johnson. His second catch.
And now they will punt. 4th down and 8 on the 22. He's standing at about his own 8-yard line. It's back, kick is up and away, and it's got some power behind it. It's going to be caught at the 45 and returned. Going east and west.
Nice job.
Very east and west.
Real good job.
A return of 2 yards with 2 flags down in the middle of the field.
Colin Smith did a great job. He had a lot of ground to cover, and he took a great angle to keep that run from being a big one. It looks like it's going to come back even more.
Well, Gavin Cornelius on the kick.
Mm-hmm. Played quite a bit of quarterback for them last year. Now playing tight end. See what the flag is. Any indication yet? Yeah, they're pointing back, so it's on Buchtel. Is this a Browns game? Every kick there's a penalty.
I thought it was a hold. I just wasn't sure where.
Either that or the old illegal block in the back.
We haven't got a signal. But we're walking. Legal block in the back.
Every time.
So it only moves him back about 6 yards.
Yeah, 10 from the spot of the foul. Second possession now for the Griffins. Lino under center this time.
Holding the ball far out from his body. And the Falcons doing a great job of swarming him as on the tackle is Colin Smith. Really had no place for him to go. Gains about a half a yard.
Yeah, also Carl Susik coming up from his linebacker spot. Really doing a nice job of filling there. No gainer.
And it's getting that one thing to slow the running back down to allow your teammates to be able to come around and help you. Great team defense there on first down by the Falcons. Now I formation, high snap, similar play, similar result, even worse, he's going to lose 2 yards on it.
Gordon Brooks that time. And Firestone doing a really good job right now up front of getting off blocks. They're pumped up for this Saturday afternoon special.
Well, you can tell we're early here in the season. Looking at this field, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of improvements been done to the facilities here, but certainly the main one we can see from our camera angle. Beautiful green grass here in middle of September.
3rd and 12 for the Griffins. Passing situation.
Now they have him looking. Bobbles the ball big. Almost did, and then did pick it off.
And we had a great vantage point. He eyed that receiver, and Mitchell eyed his eyes. And Josh Mitchell is having a very good first quarter. First big play of the ball game and turnover with an interception.
Well, and you look at how that ball came out from being more in the shotgun. The ball comes out, he turns the ball, and he only looks to one side.
Yeah. And he had the guy going up the fly, and Mitchell kind of just played the old bait and hook there and jumped that route in the flat. Great job. The bad thing about that throw is it wouldn't have been enough to get a first down anyway. And that's the bad thing about getting in 3rd and 12s, which we've seen both teams kind of in that situation early here in the first quarter.
So first time in Buchtel territory for the Falcons offensively. Last time, turned it over on downs. Well, I guess they were in Buchtel territory. I apologize. Has to get away from it. Gets away from one tackler, but he comes back and makes a big sack for a loss of 5.
Orel Williams. And lucky for Rozier that he held on, because that ball, talk about being loose. When he got away from that first coverage, he needed to get rid of the football.
Throw it away.
Yep.
Get rid of it.
Because he was out, he had a chance to find a receiver and just chuck it over here on the sidelines, hit one of these Buchtel guys on the sidelines.
But I'm sure they do like that he's continuing to look downfield, but it ends up costing them on a big sack as a timeout is taken by the Falcons here with 2:04 here in the first quarter. Your score, 0-0. Buchtel Firestone here in the first City Series game in our coverage here on APS 15. City Series football right here on APS 15 is supported by Akron Public Schools, offering open enrollment, which allows students to transfer to other Akron schools for specialized studies. Akron Public Schools at akronschools.com. Dave Schick and Joe Pacansky here, looking on what has been one of the most historic rivalries here in the City Series throughout kind of all the sports. You look at football, basketball, baseball at times. These two teams do end up finding each other throughout the season, and certainly at the end of the season when they come to the City Series championship. Football the last couple years have been a little more of a mixed bag for the Falcons. And this year certainly looking to change things up with a big win on their first meeting here. Setting up now, quarterback change for the Falcons, 2nd and long. High snap goes over his hand, catches it off the bounce, on the run with the cannon, throws it to the stands, and hits the one person that brought an umbrella to today's Sonny's game.
And there's Cornelius in at quarterback. And I think that's, I was talking to somebody, I think that's one of the rules in football that needs to change. I think the intentional grounding rule outside the tackle box, I think there's so many advantages to the offense now. I think you should be able to have to throw it within arm's reach, 5 yards or 10 yards. 'Cause how many times do you see just a speed rush? And really athletic quarterbacks get away, and then they just chuck things out of bounds, which is smart play. But if the rules made them throw that in the vicinity of a receiver, that would change things a little bit.
Even
and
if
then
you had
wouldn't
to
have
try
to worry
to
about these guys hitting the quarterbacks after because they'd have to hold on to the ball longer.
Well, I
they
think
wouldn't have to go low. And
I think you'd see them trying to throw the ball at the ankles of their defense or of their players, which still keeps the ball on the field.
Be a little bit more picks,
Yep.
Little nice screen pass to the left.
And he'll get a gain of 8.
Nice safe throw to get about half of those yards back, not try to get it all back at once. Paris Gladman out of the backfield. We're back because I can't hear myself. There we go. So Rozier was back in for that one. He's 3 for 4 for 21 yards now. And 4th down here. And still 12 to go. Ooh, really taking a long time to get this one in. I wonder if
I'm not who. Rozier's back there, but again, they're taking a long time.
They're not going to get this one off. They might be taking a delay here and punt.
Yeah, they never really set.
Yep, they took the delay. They're going to punt.
Now the punt team will come on.
Gives Cornelius a little more room to boom it.
And I would say his last punt had very good distance.
And the way their defense has been playing versus their offense so far, this is the right call in my opinion. Your defense has been dominating up front thus far. Obviously, it'd be nice if Cornelius can do his job and not hit it in the
They're not set. They're going to get a penalty anyway. And I think that what they're going to do is just let it roll out of bounds and decline it potentially. Buchtel was very disoriented as to who was supposed to be on the field.
Maybe should have ran that thing.
Little call for a fake.
They're going to decline that.
Went out at the 10-yard line. So it was a very good 39-yard punt.
They might go for it now. Or they might decline it. They're declining it.
That's what I figured they would do.
It was just a 5-yard penalty. Was it what, substitution infraction or whatever? Too many men on the field. Or not enough men on the field.
Well, and they already took the penalty to move back to try to have more space. So they're not going to now move forward. But it really helped out because Buchtel wasn't in any position to even try to return the ball.
That was a Saturday morning punt team. Punt team wasn't quite ready yet. Or punt return team, I'm sorry. See, I'm not quite ready.
Well, the penalty kind of threw them off, and then their punt team came on right away, and Buchtel was kind of slow to react to the call. Quarterback situation stays the same with Lino as he'll hand off. Going to the left side, stays on his feet. Saw the helmet come up. I don't know how big the hit was. Has a gain of 5 so far, up to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, they're getting some good licks in the first quarter on Robert Young-Jones. But that's his best run so far. Gets 4 on first down. Yeah, Firestone in this game, at least on this side of the ball, they're winning up front right now. Buchtel offensive line has not established themselves here.
Just about a minute left here in the first quarter, still 0-0. Both teams have gotten into the other's territory, but no points have been scored yet.
Well,
just went on the end around. And he'll get a first down on the run.
Yeah, good patience there by Martavian Johnson. Only the second first down of the quarter for the Griffins.
His first carry is Johnson's first carry.
Yeah, it came from the slot there. As a play you see increasingly more popular in college football and high school as well. With these spread offenses, they'll run a guy off of that scat back or slot back position.
Under center now. Turns, hands off. People in the backfield, nowhere to go. Great pursuit by the defensive line.
That was Orel Williams with the carry. He'll lose a yard. Just didn't have anywhere to go there, partner. Good penetration by the Falcons.
He got the ball in the backfield and was met by the opposing team right after.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter. And a good one for the both defenses.
0-0 here at the end of the first quarter as we'll switch sides. But a great one in the works here from Akron Buchtel Field. City Series football right here in APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools with student opportunities in visual arts, including drawing, painting, ceramics, sculpture, photography, and computer design. Akron Public Schools at akronschools.com. So far we've seen the Firestone Falcons use 2 quarterbacks to start. They started with the junior, George Rozier. He was in for about a quarter and a half, and then we've seen the 6'5", 265-pound senior.
Yeah, just
Cornelius.
For a player or two, though. I think Rozier's fine.
So we'll see how this progresses as we get into the second quarter here. But Cornelius, one of the bigger players on the team at 6'5", 265 pounds, plays defensive end, so you saw him there on the last stop, and also tight end at times, and he's also the punter. So a little bit of the utilitarian position that he's been playing here so far early in the game as we get into the second quarter now.
And I think the ability of the defensive fronts and the inability of both offenses to establish their run game has been the story so far. Both teams have tried, but neither one to success. So maybe a big pass play to open up the running game, or we'll see if they both stay to trying to do that as we go forward.
Offset high, they hand the ball off.
There's a hole.
Big hole through the center. It's still on his feet. Gets into the secondary and has a gain of 12. And Jones finally breaks off a big gain and a first down off one play.
Nice job to not go outside there as the hole was up the middle. A little bit of over pursuit by the Falcon defense, and Jones took advantage with good vision. I like the Griffins staying with the running game.
Now goes left. Nice cut inside. Breaks the tackle. Stays on his feet. 15 yards and finally down. 16 yards, and we'll have a flag down. Might be for
Marvin Jordan Jr., his first carry.
Face mask potentially, but a 16-yard gain. Wonder if he pulled it off of him.
He had 16 yards on that one. They're waving it. Just popped off, I think.
Yeah. So the play stands and no additional yardage goes either way off a penalty. So 16-yard gain for young Jones as he had really a sweep to the left and then cut it in a little bit where there was some open space. Good pursuit in the backfield. Stays on his feet. Big face mask there and no flag. There it is.
No, that one was pretty easy.
He's going to get a gain of 4.
Oh. That one was, you could have saw that one from Firestone.
I threw my flag out the press box window also.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big variety.
And really just a little bit more sustaining of blocks, and the Falcons are got to wrap up here a little bit. A couple of missed tackles with over pursuit. And then had a big 15-yarder on.
First and 10 now from the 28-yard line. Has time to look, looks right, goes left. Corner of the end zone is there, and 2 feet are in for a touchdown. A 28-yard strike by Lino. And it goes to Keene for the touchdown.
Nice job by Keene. Wasn't a perfect ball, but Keene makes a nice mid-air adjustment. He had a lot of space. How many yards on that?
28. Puts them up 6-0 here as they'll set up for the extra point. Kicking this one is going to be Dylan West.
3 for 5 now.
Dylan West, 5'8", 160-pound sophomore. Snap is down. It is held well, and it is good.
What an advantage in high school football to have a solid kicking game. West splits the upright, and the Griffins are on the board.
And we saw really the first quarter very even defensive line, defensively. Had spurts kind of on both sides, but both teams kind of held. And you saw kind of a wear down of that defensive line a bit by the Falcons on that possession. Two big gains, one of 12 yards, then of 16. The penalty adds kind of an additional one to it. And then Lino goes for the big play and the strike and gets the touchdown.
And they went
here at 11:02 here in the third quarter.
They went
second quarter.
max protect there, kept both running backs in the block to protect the blitz. That was a one-man route. He looked one way, and somehow, even with 2 defenders, Keene got behind the defense there and a nice ball by Lino.
They were positioned on the right side of the field, and he goes to the wide side of the field, puts on the speed, and gets behind him. And I think really his only thought was, I need to be able to catch the ball and stay in bounds. And he was able to do so. You saw as soon as he caught it, he was looking to see where exactly that sideline was to try and get those feet in. So now he'll look. West will look to kick it again. And he does. High kick down the center. They're going to catch it at the 12 and return. Turns, spins, still on his feet, and he'll go down at the 35-yard line.
Mitchell's a good return man. Strong and hits the hole quickly.
Secures the ball, takes some contact, but he's not going to dance back and forth.
Not afraid to create a little contact. I like that.
That sets up their third possession here in the ball game. So far, they turned it over on downs and had a punt. We've got the first scoring drive by the Griffins. Now the Falcons looking to match the same. What are we doing?
I don't know.
All right.
What are you doing?
Things are more set now. They end up going back to Rozier at quarterback. And he's going to fake the handoff and run to the right. Cuts it inside, gets through everybody. Stays on his feet, but loses the football. And it's going to be a fumble that's recovered at the 45-yard line. But he had a beautiful 18-yard run before that, but wasn't able to hold on to the ball. Great cut inside, but then fumbled it.
Devin Fox on the recovery. And when you're a struggling team, that's what happens. Even when there's good, bad comes out of it.
Very nice play call. Was able to kind of read the defense. Got through other defenders with that great stride. But as he got into the secondary, they start swiping for the ball, and out it came. The Griffins, after just scoring a touchdown, get the ball back now.
We'll see if Buchtel tries to keep momentum here with another quick hit.
Lino gets the ball, looks downfield, right side, has time, comes to the left, he's going to tuck and run. And he spins away and gets 2 yards on the run, but that was more of a pass coverage. Because he looked, and had a good 4 or 5 seconds, even as he moved out of pressure. There's just nothing there, so off he ran.
Yeah, kind of just took what he could get there.
2nd and 8 now. 10-17 here in the second quarter. Lena's going to hand this one off. He runs to his right, stiff arm to get more, and he'll get 2 yards with that additional stiff arm, does young Jones.
Another good tackle with pursuit by Carl Susek. He went a long way to keep that thing at bay. 3rd and manageable here for the Griffins. 3rd and a long 3.
Coach Powers talking to a couple of players down there, a little fiery, especially with Keene as he comes off the field. He's on our press box side. 3rd down and short now. Looking right again. Goes to a quick throw, goes high, right at the 1st down marker, and pass complete.
Marquez Foster, who was just getting an earful from one of the assistant coaches, and went in and did a great job of high pointing the football. Not Leno's best throw, but a nice job by his receiver to go up and get it.
Gets the 1st down and gets him a fresh set. 1st down and 10 now from the 44. Leno surveying, looks it over. Low snap, but it's able to collect it and hand the ball off. But he gets caught in the backfield with no place to go, and that'll be Johnson.
And the key on that play was Colin Smith. He actually got a part of the tackle, but even if he wouldn't have made the tackle, he blew up the block and allowed his pursuit to come, and then it spins right back into him. So a great play, weak side backer by Colin Smith there.
The play calls for Leno are hanging down off his arm.
I know, I saw that.
At first I thought he bobbled the ball, but it's just the way it looks. He's going to run now to his right on the toss.
Well, I like that play.
Got to have a gain of 12 on the toss. Sucks the defense into Leno, and around the corner, young Jones takes off for a 1st down. And we have an injured player for the Falcons. So an interesting game going so far. Both teams with 3 possessions. Certainly pretty even through the first 2 before big plays came into the Griffins' standpoint starting in the second quarter, and they were able to get a touchdown, making it the 7-0 game that it is now. City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools Career Education Department. Career education programs are supported by industry-based standards identified by 30 different business advisory groups. For more information, you can go to apscareers.com. Certainly our first game here on APS 15. Our next one coming up will be another good one, as the Ellet Orangemen will host, the Ellet Orangemen will be going to Kenmore Garfield for their game. That'll be for you next week right here on APS 15. As we have an injury timeout here. But that'll be another exciting game to see how those teams come around. Certainly the second year now of having those 2 schools merged together. An additional year of having all the kids under kind of one head coaching system. So it could be certainly a year of growth for the Rams.
You know, the problem that we're seeing in high school football, and this is not just football, but football especially right now because of safety, concussions, and stuff. There's just not as many players on teams, so depth and health become huge issues. So you very seldom in this sport have your ideal team out there, and when you don't have a lot of depth or you have really young guys behind, it really shows throughout the season, especially when you just don't have those numbers. And a lot of the teams in the series, they struggle with that. Good job out getting outside.
And he's going to slide out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. But he's going to gain 20 yards on the carry. And we got a flag down where he went out.
That should not be a late hit. He was still trying to stay in bounds. That should not be a late hit.
The run was going to be by Deshaun Wiley.
Yeah, Deshaun Wiley really got going.
So a 20-yard game from him, and we'll see what they'll decide here. But they are going to move him up.
I don't agree with that one at all.
It's a hard part of the sport where you're constantly kind of pursuing somebody, and especially on that point where, you know, maybe an inch or two, the back foot's out of bounds. It's hard to see it as the player on the field. The C opens up, and through it he runs. Does Lino on the touchdown run.
Lino, so a good read there. So he's got one through the air now and one on the ground. Appears that the Griffins have awoken here in the second quarter.
Get their second score here in a 5-minute span. And now he'll look to add an extra point. West is set. Ball snapped, it's a bit low, turned and down and through the uprights again. So they add to it 2 unanswered touchdowns. So far is what they've got here just in this quarter alone as they go up 14-0 here at home against the Firestone Falcons. So it's 7:39 here in the second quarter. They open up a 2-score lead.
Yeah, starting to get more chunk yardage on first down, bigger gains, 10s and 12s instead of those negative plays early on in the first quarter.
They're look to set up here now their 4th possession. Really, they had a great offensive play, but unfortunately it turned into a turnover. Huge 18-yard run by the QB keeper, by Rozier, but not able to keep the ball secured, and that's what gave them that extra possession here. Kick is high and straight down the middle. And he's going to be returned and tackled at the 27-yard line.
Devon Harvey on the kick coverage there brings down the returner. See if this Firestone offense can get something going here.
Rozier's in at quarterback.
Now we can throw it to Lockie. We never get there. Moving out, we still never get there. And not only that, he's too short anyway.
Off the draw and loses a yard on it. Really no place for Mitchell to go.
Yep, got what he could. Right into the arms of Ricky Good. Timeout Falcons.
They'll take a timeout here with 7:14 in the second quarter. Buchtel Griffins leading 14-0 over the Firestone Falcons. City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools, offering the International Baccalaureate program at Firestone High School. It's a rigorous 2-year program designed to meet the highest academic standards of any high school student in the world. Akron Public Schools at akronschools.com. So a whirlwind of a week leading up to tonight's football game, as last weekend into the lower 60s and many inches of rain. And then throughout the week, it's tended to stay in the lower temperatures, much more late October type temperatures. And then Friday opens back up and we get back to the late summer temperatures of the low 80s. Today, a beautiful day sky-wise and temperature-wise, as those out enjoying today's football game with us. Second now and 12. Lined up and ready, man in motion coming to the bottom of your screen. Looking, pressure coming from his blind side, and this time a great job of throwing that away under pressure. And he's looking at the official saying, thought he got his helmet a little bit or something.
They're looking, and again, could have easily called intentional grounding there. He was not out of any pocket. And his receiver was held up at the line of scrimmage. Good job, though, of getting rid of it. 3 for 5 passing for 21 yards for Rozier, but another 3rd and long.
Bounces it outside, trying to get around the corner, but the hard pursuit by the Griffins gets him, and he'll lose 4 on the carry.
Trying to make something happen, but the speed and pursuit of the Griffins defense there and penetration just blew that play up before it had a chance to go anywhere.
O'Roe Williams on the tackle for a loss. But he came at him, bounced outside, and he continued to pursue him. So as he tried to change speeds and go upfield, he was met with a large 5'10", 220-pound linebacker on his back. Looking to kick this one away, 4th down and long, as the last member comes in for the kicking team. Snap is high, but the kick is away. A power kick hits at the 48 into the hands of Buchtel at the 40-yard line.
Why?
And he'll turn upfield, but flags are down all over the place.
It's the easiest goal.
It's going to be a block in the back again, so it'll take it right from the spot at the 40-yard line and move him back from there. So a return of 18 yards is negated.
I'm going to do a study on the least penalized teams in sports and see what their records are over the last year. I bet you they're great. Or they're an average team that would be terrible if they were penalized. You know who doesn't get many penalties?
No.
Navy. They cut, block, and do stuff all the time. Because they're never in 3rd and 8. That's why they run. That's why they lead the college football in
the least amount of penalties.
Yes, because they're in 3rd and shorts because they don't get those killer penalties. Only the second one for the Griffins, but it will take them back.
Looking to pass. And he does.
Wide open.
Great find in the middle of the field, 12 yards. That one goes to Johnson, his second reception.
Eighth first down already for the Griffins. Leno 5 for 7 now passing for 61 yards and a touchdown.
They've gotten into their groove offensively.
Oh, yeah.
On the toss here. Runs into his own man, and he'll gain 2 before he walks out of bounds.
That option has been a nice play for them.
And we have unsportsmanlike conduct.
That hurts. Number 5. Must have said the magic words.
I think just some after the play activity, I think is what it was.
I don't think it was physical. I think it was verbal.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I think he told him to leave him alone, and the response was not, okay, I'll do that.
I think that's a good synopsis because he got over here in our sideline a little bit.
Yeah.
And there are certain things that you can say, and there's certain things that you cannot say.
Well, and most officials will give you a warning that, hey, you can't say that. But if the response is not some acknowledgement that you're trying to help them, then the flag is the secondary.
Nice tackle there by Anthony Humphrey. He stuffed up that
No place for
read
Jones
option.
to go.
Yeah.
Second down and 10 now. 4:36 here in the second quarter. Lead is 14-0. And they'll hand to Jones again. Great tackle in the backfield.
Anthony Humphrey again.
And Humphrey comes after him. He's the senior defensive lineman.
Yeah, he might want to take a clip of this series thus far, put on his highlight tape because it's two really good back-to-back plays by him.
Now sets up 3rd and long. And certainly the Falcons hoping this is the second win. They were hoping to get out of the defensive line.
They need a stop here badly.
Setting up. 3rd and long. He'll look right. Has time. Lets it go. Man, it was in some open space, but an incomplete. Really, that one's on Lino.
Yeah, that one just sailed on him.
As it looked like Johnson was open if he had hit him in stride. So it'll be 4th down. Offense stays out there.
Yeah, no need to punt here at their 35. Too far for a field goal, too close to punt. Air it out time.
Top of your screen, you'll have Keene, Johnson. At the bottom, you'll have
Timeout.
Foster.
Didn't get the personnel package in there, right? So call timeout, which is probably a good move on this big 4th down play anyway.
City Series football right here in APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools Career Education Department, where students can choose from 30 different career education programs. For more information, go to apscareers.com. Coming up on our TV schedule as we look at it, as we mentioned, next week we'll have another great one with Ellett versus Kenmore Garfield, where you're looking for these two teams again in our broadcast. In 4 weeks, we'll have Firestone versus Kenmore. That'll be another great one. And then we'll have the Buchtel versus Ellett at Ellett following that one. And our last regular season game will have East versus Buchtel right here back at Buchtel and always here on APS 15. Certainly another great place to watch our games is on YouTube. Go to the APS Sports page and you'll see a lot of the full games as well as some highlight packages. Nice things to send a family out of town. Or it's amazing. It's amazing when you just watch yourself in general perform as an athlete or even as an official, things you can learn that you didn't realize you did until you watch yourself on the screen itself. Lino looking left this time, has time, steps in the pocket, sends it up there, has a man on the seam, but he cannot get it in. He was in the end zone. Would have been a 37-yard strike, but
that's one
turn
he
it over
broke
on
open
downs.
late, too. So he's like, oh, he could have underthrew that. He overthrew it a little bit. But now he broke open late there, and really great protection by the offensive line, but a nice hold by Firestone as they find a way to get the football back. Yeah.
Keene, his favorite target so far.
Everything except coming up with that one. Had his hands on it, but diving for it, just couldn't hold it when he got to the turf.
And I thought Lino did a good job eyeing him, letting him get open. Then he took a nice step to get a good throw, but put just a little too much on it for his receiver.
And for the Falcons, it all starts with they need to get a first down here. Just baby steps. They only got one so far, and this is a nice way to start on first down. Good positive yardage by Paris Gladman.
Gladman's going to get 6 yards on the carry.
Yeah, he had a hole there. If he could have made one more miss, that could have been 15 yards. But they'll take 6 when they begin negative 3s and negative 5s on first down.
I've been working with my son's flag football team. So basically first and second
Do you
graders.
guys run spread option too?
No,
Oh.
it's run right, left, and up the middle. And we have one pass play, but we've only ran it twice.
Tricky.
But just trying to teach them what a spin move can do, what cutting away from a defender can do. That one, there was no spin move possible to get away from everybody.
No, that's domination. That's the defensive line dominating the offensive line.
Are you guys on our team? Because you're in the backfield with me. But it's been interesting. You see a couple kids starting to figure out, like, hey, if I move my body just away from them, what that can do. A spin move is helpful, especially in flag football, because you can't make the contact. You're trying to get a flag, and then when you spin, obviously the flag's moving all around, and it's harder to get. So we had one practice. I bet
you that's fun.
I was working with my son, and he did a spin move, and then every kid after that tried to spin move, and then by like the fourth spin move, it didn't really work anymore.
All right, guys, we're done with the spin moves.
Yeah, you do have to run forward. It was like back in the old, well, even the new games now, if you hit spin move and they just stand there and they're spinning, but they're not running forward. Nowhere on that play.
Timeout Griffins here inside 2 minutes to stop the clock as they'll get it back with just a timeout or two and plenty of time with their offense.
Who was our last run by?
It was a reception. Lafayette Johnson, 3-yard reception.
Gotcha.
Another screen pass. They're just not able to get the ball down the field at all right now.
City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools, online at akronschools.com. Akron Public Schools, the smart choice. So 1:58 left here in the second quarter. A 2-touchdown lead is what the Griffins have so far. And certainly from the press box here, we've heard trying to get Johnson more involved, size-wise, speed-wise, and such a great target to use. Getting the ball there is another
the ball
issue.
Just not down the field at all. You know, they've gotten to him out wide, but nothing vertically yet. And that's their whole offense has not gotten anything vertically. They've gotten a little bit side to side, but Cornelius, he's been busy back to punt again.
Movement on the line.
That's going to be encroachment on the Griffins. Do they still use encroachment? That was like a couple of referees, like NFL referees, would say that. I would be like, what is that? It's offside. Oh. I think it's the dead ball offsides. Car used to be, I don't know.
A little closer now. At the 46 is where they're lined up. They still decide to punt. Snap is there. Kick is away, end over end, strong, and picked up at the 26-yard line. He's trying to come down the field to get to the corner, and he's getting closer and closer. He's got there down the field. Cornelius can't get him. Pushed and finally hit out of bounds on a great return.
It's coming back.
Oh.
It's
almost a 50-yard return that's going to be taken away and split in half because the flag is sitting at the 46-yard line.
How many times do you see it? Special teams play is so important.
We're going to have a return of maybe 10 yards, but the main thing was they had a 50-yard return.
it's so hard not to blow somebody up when you have a chance, but you can't when they have their back to you. And yes, I've been called for a clip in my day too, but it was a bad call. I leveled the guy. I had my head in front. Just say my head coach was not happy with me. But I would never take it back because the team we played was so dirty. They deserved it. I'll take that one.
Great sportsmanship being shared on our airways here.
Nice pitch and catch on first down. That's short of the first. Keep that clock running.
Yeah, an eight-yard catch, though.
Keene's third reception. Too bad his first one was -7 yards because he slipped, but he's working his way back up. Didn't get set. That was airmail. Firestone takes their last time out as they did not have their grouping right. So they'll burn one, their last one. And we were flying along. Not in this quarter, though.
Using more timeouts. Some penalties, certainly for sure, but also kind of the introduction of a passing game. It's funny to see my son he played flag football 2 years ago, and when I asked him if he wanted to play again, he said no. And then, a kid from school asked him if he wanted to play this year.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'll play. I played before.
Yeah, I have two of my three are like that. They'll do not just sports, but activities based on who is in the activity.
Who's on my team?
And then I have one that likes to play the sport.
What's the roster like, Dad?
Ooh,
there's
there's the special button.
Spin move turns it on.
It's funny you were talking about it. And Martavian Johnson used the spin move the way you're supposed to.
14-yard catch. But the one thing my son has mastered, celebrations. He can celebrate well.
You can always go back to soccer there. Acting and celebrations is important in that sport. My son's real good at the acting part.
Trying to get around the corner. And great pursuit. Nice job by Justice Lane to take him down. He does get a couple yards on the run, but certainly takes down what was possible.
Defensive holding. So that's going to stop the clock for the Griffins, which is good.
They have a gain of 5 on the run.
Who ran that one?
Lino.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. You get the feeling that the Griffins might punch one more in here. They're going to take that penalty. It's from the end of the run.
Holding defense.
It's 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Should be a first down.
1st and 10 now from the 28-yard line. Lino will run to his right. Big pursuit there. Now he doesn't know what to do. He's got to just run for his life. And one's got his leg and the other's got his body. Great pursuit by Josh Mitchell on the lower end. Topper end, Gordon Brooks.
Yeah, Gordon Brooks came through initially. He didn't let him get to the right where he wanted to, and then he cleaned up that sack as well. Nice play by Brooks.
Lino loses 5 on the sack.
Clock running now inside 30 seconds. And that's going to be a false start on the Griffins. So just a little bad stanza here. Just as like it looked like for sure they were going to punch it in. Good play by Firestone and a bad penalty. And here we go. Clock rolling again.
Four wide now for the Griffins. Pursuit
Oh.
coming, and a great arm tackle.
That might do it.
Great pursuit, just through the line by himself is Justice Lane.
Yeah, Justice showed some justice there on the Mike Blitz. 3 seconds left. It's going to be a Hail Mary time for the Griffins.
And he had no place to go, but also he lost his footing, but using the big paws to bring him down.
So back-to-back sacks by this Firestone defense, and they're trying to use their defense to give them some momentum here going into the break.
Yeah, a loss of 10 yards kind of makes that pass even more difficult now. He's going to be throwing from midfield if he's trying to get into the end zone. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and just take the knee, but I don't know why you take a timeout for that.
I ain't taking a knee. Not
That's
with a timeout.
That's a bit of a heave.
They might run a draw, though. No!
Little bubble screen.
I think they're going to go deep. I think they're going deep to Keene.
Yeah.
Or maybe here on the near end to Foster.
You don't think you go to Johnson?
Right up the seam.
Yep.
Good.
Coming across the middle. They've had luck.
Or over the
finding
middle,
people
yeah.
across that seam, that kind of like a little slant route from the seam.
Always a chance of penalty, too. Yeah, I mean, there has been quite a few of them.
Quite a few of those. All right, what
Not
do they
as many
do?
as the Browns-Steelers game, but
4 wide, third down, and really far. Ball, low snap, has time, goes short across on the seam, as we mentioned, and incomplete. Pass intended for
no
Keene.
flags. Halftime.
So that'll do it for us here in the first half. Buchtel goes into halftime up 14-0 over the Firestone Falcons. We'll be back a couple minutes before the second half with your first half stats and analysis here on APS 15. Welcome back as we're about ready to start the second half here from Buchtel Stadium. Joe has our first half stats.
14-0 here, Griffins. They scored at the 11:02 mark of quarter two with a 28-yard reception by Xavier Keene from Michael Lino, PAT good. And then at the 7:39 mark, Lino on a 5-yard scamper up the middle. 14-0 your score. For some halftime stats right now, it's all Griffins. 10 first downs to 1. Total yards for the Griffins, 178. 95 on the ground, 83 through the air. Balanced attack for them. Firestone can't get anything going in the running game. -16 on the ground, 24 through the air. Only 8 total yards for them. Penalized 6 times for 65 yards. The Griffins 5 times for 40 yards. And getting the ball will be the Griffins looking to put this thing away here early in the second half. The Falcons going to rely on their defense once again to try to keep them in this one.
Looking to kick off to him. It'll be Griffin's ball here in the second half. Lino comes in. He'll be back under center. A very productive first half, getting a touchdown through the air and on the ground.
Yeah, he was 7 of 12 passing in that first half for those 83 yards. Had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Lino, pretty efficient first half by him.
Kick is low, straight down the field. It's going to take a hop and take an odd angle to the sideline. It's going to be picked up at the 10-yard line. He's going to come back across the field. There's the push in the back. I don't see a flag down, though.
Defender kind of turned his back to him. Nice return, though, but that's why you have to keep contained. You keep contained there, it kind of swallows them in, doesn't let them get outside and get those extra 15 yards.
18-yard return for the Griffins.
A beautiful, beautiful September afternoon here. I mean, perfect day. A little hot for some, not for me. Even football weather. I'll take it over freezing cold drizzle.
My wife turned the furnace on last week. I'm like, It's only 60. I don't know. That's
Yeah, but it came off a 90, right?
yeah.
You're probably not quite furnace weather yet, but you know.
It just feels cold.
Uh-oh. And there's a break maybe the Falcons needed, but good presence of mind. Charles Barnett almost took the handoff and went in with it, and that's what the Falcons needed. But as is, they get a big, big loss. I mean, big loss on the play.
Yeah, he lost.
Give that to
Minus 15
Jones as he
yards.
was fumbled on that one.
No, yeah.
Lino jumped on it, but we're going to give it to Jones. Sorry, bud.
Now it's going to be long.
Second and a lot. I can't add that high.
About 22. Pressure again coming after him, and they take him down for a second sack.
And that's 3 out of the last 4 plays if we go back to the first half that this Falcons defense has got to Lino with a sack. And the key is they're getting the rush up the field so he cannot get outside. That one's on him, and they might have to punt to get a first down now.
They're at the 9-yard line, and this drive started at the 34-yard line.
3rd and 35.
Another play like we had before, and we could be talking getting 2 points by the Falcons.
It's a great one to kind of just run a draw. Nope, they're going to go deep. Little screen, middle screen, set up nicely.
Try to get that pursuit. They're on him right away. He's going to get some positive yards and gain about 8.
Did it come? They're trying to make it come to. Yeah, Firestone really trying to strip the ball, which is a good move in that situation. And maybe a cramp.
Johnson with the catch, gains 7 yards on the screen play.
It looks like a cramp, hopefully, for Martavian Johnson, who's down.
City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools Career Education, where over 95% of students have passed the Ohio Proficiency Test or the Ohio Graduation Test and earned a high school diploma. For more information, apscareers.com. So they'll look to punt this one away after some dismal play. Yeah, it looked like he had a first down, but I don't know what. I didn't see anything that would warrant a first down.
No, 4th and a lot.
I don't know. I don't know what he's talking to 2 coaches about. He made an indication like it's a first down. All right, we'll take a quick break here as they continue to look at the player on the field, and we'll be back with you when game action resumes. And we're coming back here as we're looking to figure out what went on this play. From what we've got so far, it appears that Buchtel on the screen pass fumbled the ball. Firestone recovered the fumble and then also fumbled the ball. And Buchtel got the second fumble and now has 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. It wasn't overly explained, but that's, I think, what we got. Because now it's 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Buchtel retaining possession, kind of.
That's the best we can do.
Turns the handoff, goes through the hole. Good solo tackle. That one made by Xavion Green.
And that's why Firestone is 0-3 right now. Man, did everything right on a play, except they can't. Their best 2 plays, they've fumbled away and kind of lose momentum that way, big time. Pretty good hole there for number 20.
Gains 6
Marvin
on
Jordan.
one and 2 more on the other. Sets down 3rd down and 1. Met in the backfield again on that one. And that is hit in the back with Charles Barnett coming through the line.
Somebody forgot to block Charles.
4th down and 5, a loss of 3 yards on the carry
Wow.
for Jones.
Big play. So how about the Firestone defense stepping up here and start the second half?
Well, and really they've made 2 stops because they made a stop in a little draw play, a long 3rd down situation, and then they had to come back and redo it all over again because of the fumbles.
Yep. But they were up to the task.
West back to kick this one. Gets the snap, takes a side step, ball is away, hits at the 48, be picked up at the 44. And he'll go down at the 48-yard line, getting just into Buchtel territory. $14-0 your score still. 8:05 left here in the 3rd quarter with an odd set of plays from our vantage point here. But Buchtel not able to capitalize on the extra opportunity. Goes 3 and out for really a second time. So their first possession in the 3rd quarter turns into a punt. Firestone, whose defensive line has played much better here in the second half, now comes out. Rozier still under center in I formation, turns, hands the ball off right up the center again, and they'll gain 3 on the play. Mitchell with the ball.
And Mitchell's thrilled with that run because he wasn't met in the backfield. He actually got to go forward a couple of steps. I mean, he's a playmaker. If they can give him or Johnson some space, that's really their opportunity here.
He really seems like one of those guys, as he continues to get carries, he gets more comfortable. He's able to read guys a little better.
Call them volume backs, right?
Yep.
Feed me.
That's what he's looking for, and they're starting here in the second half. Goes back to the run game again.
That time they go to number 6, Paris Gladman, straight up the middle. Good gain.
And now you got 3rd down and 3. Positive yards on both plays here, just running the ball and making that offensive line do its work. Now 3rd and short. Same setup as before. And we'll have
Timeout.
a timeout by Firestone.
Doesn't it seem like there's been like 24 timeouts taken already? It's like the end of an NBA game.
City Series football right here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools Career Education, where adult vocational services have been providing career training to adult learners for over 55 years. Over 350,000 people have enrolled in the customized programs designed to meet the ever-changing needs of Akron area business, industry, and government. For more information, apscareers.com. So great showing here in the 3rd quarter by the Falcons as the defense comes out and makes 2 stops. But now the offense is on the field and looking to get their mark in. They need a 1st down. 2 good plays to get positive yards and running it right up the middle. They need about the same distance now as they enter into 4-down territory.
I would think at this point.
Rozier coming back to talk to his lone tailback back there. Turns, hands. Mitchell goes right side, breaks the tackle, but loses the football as well.
Got it back.
I think it went out of bounds. I'm not sure he ever got it back. There's going to be no gain on the run.
That bounces the other way, it could be 6. Could bounce right up.
4th down and the same, 4th and 3. So now they don't get 2 chances to get the yardage they need.
It looks like they may punt here. Well, there's still a lot of time left, and their defense has been far superior to their offense. Going to play field position.
Whoa, it's very slow, very low kick. It's going to go out the 20-yard line.
Man.
That kick looked a lot different than his other ones we've seen come off of his foot. So certainly a different angle of getting the ball off his foot, because it looked like a perfect spiral compared to the end over end that we've seen him use the last 2 other punts.
Looked like he tried to baby that one to not hit it in the end zone a little bit.
Yeah.
Still got to kick it just maybe a little higher. That's where you want that end over end.
Mm-hmm.
But same difference as if you would have kicked it in the end zone. They still get it at the 20. Bootleg.
Looking to throw.
Nice.
Man over the seam is open. Stiff arm brings him down, and Foster will get a gain.
That time was a great example of Lino looking to the flat but not locking on that one receiver and then coming off with that nice little drag seam route.
18 yards for Foster. 1st and 10 Griffins now off the pass play. And the middle of the field has been open for them passing, either on the seam slant route, or we saw that one coming across as well. Sweet play to the right. Tries to get around the corner, and he'll gain of 4. It's more like 5 when they finally walk it off. Young Jones on the carry.
Good gain on 1st down as they ran that sweep into the short side of the field, into the boundary. Good timing and good speed on that one.
Looks like we have I don't know why 45 is going off, but they were talking to him. I thought it was maybe the helmet or something wasn't on right. 3 wide for the Griffins.
Oh.
Snap off to the right, has to kind of snatch it. Runs up the middle, and he'll gain 5 on a broken play.
Yeah, nice play. Real nice play by Lino.
Gets it just into the Firestone territory. They'll be on the 49-yard line.
Halfway through this 3rd quarter.
Well, I certainly felt that the Griffins were going to come out kind of a carryover from the 2nd quarter where they played very well. Hasn't been the case. The sweep also very high, had to go get it. And he'll get a gain of 1 yard on the carry.
Good pursuit by Mitchell and Humphrey back into the game to keep that to a short gain.
Jones's 14th carry. For more than that, so
32 yards on 14 carries. You might give a couple of Jordan's carry to him because he has about 4.
Yeah.
They faked the pitch that time, and
he slipped a little bit.
Well, that's why he got outside. That's going to come back. I love the play fake, but he was able to get outside that easily because the whole wide side of the field was sealed off by a nice hold. Lino goes down pretty hard on that one.
water break, set them down. Set them down. Tempo's in the game. Hey, send the Falcon on the play. Send the Falcon.
2nd and 19 now.
Throwing on the run, in and out of his receiver's hand.
Garrett is not staying on the deep guy. Garrett is coming up too fast every time. He's got to have the back guy.
15th attempt for Lino, and that one never really set his feet, kind of on the run. Sent it out there, and you could tell just wasn't a perfectly placed ball.
He's got the deep guy telling. All right, I got him. I can hear him.
Right in the middle of the field now, 3rd down and long. They're going to go with 4 wide, as we've seen earlier. I would look for that inside pass. Not a team that's gone to the outside. Doesn't see anything there and takes off. He's got 9, 15, 10. First down for sure, plus more at the 20-yard line, and finally taken down at the 15.
42-yard scamper for Lino, and that was a big 3rd down conversion.
He went from 3rd down and 19 from the 42 all the way down to the other side.
Stay in goal.
And now it's going to be first and 10 from the 15-yard line. Timeout Buchtel here as they want to talk it over after the big play.
Maybe to give Lino a break, too. He's gassed.
Get him some water, keep him focused. As the temperature outside has continued to rise as the game's gone on.
All Buchtel on this one, especially time of possession. They have ran a lot more offensive plays than the Falcons, but the Falcons defense, that's the biggest play they've given up the whole game, and that was kind of on a broken scramble, not by design. But the Griffins, they've out first down the Falcons 14-1, Dave, but still only down 2 scores. You feel like, though, it's Firestone need to get the ball back and do something soon, or this one's going to be all but over, especially if Buchtel can score again.
Our next game coming up for you right here on APS 15 should be another one here in the City Series, and that one will be with the Elliott Orangemen going out to Kenmore Garfield.
Unbalanced, coach. Unbalanced.
That one will be for you next week right here on APS 15. Another Saturday that we'll be filming, but certainly all your games look great Friday night. Breaks the tackle, and a shoelace you need to keep going, but he takes it away from him, brings him down. A nice tackle by Gordon Brooks for the loss.
He's had a nice second half.
And he's limping off a little bit, having that foot taken from underneath him. Sets up, hands the ball off, runs, got a new quarterback in, and goes incomplete. On the throw, Aaron Spooney, the 5'10", 180-pound junior.
Lefty. No, I mean, I know that Lino is banged up some. He's on the sideline, still has his helmet on. He took some hard hits this last drive, even on that big gainer. So we'll see. We'll monitor him. They're in the power unbalanced formation. No wideouts.
Spooney rolls to his left.
Uh-oh.
Gets away from pressure. Now coming right.
He's
Tucks
got
the ball.
He's got
And he's got the angle to get to the end zone, and he gets in. A run from 16 yards out here at 3:01 left in the third quarter. An 18-yard run by the backup QB. Gets another touchdown.
He made one guy miss. Had a shot at him, and after that.
Really, too, because he came to that left side wanting to roll that way.
Yeah.
Sees the pressure. And then once he goes right, he could see they overloaded that side for him, and it was a race of the angle to get to the end zone, and he turned it on and got there.
West looks to add to the lead here.
Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. And they've opened this one up even further, a 21-0 lead.
So 2 quarterback runs for touchdowns for the Griffins. Hope to extend this lead.
The defense for the Falcons playing better here in the second half. But a broken play can take away the preparation of the defense. And as that play broke down, he got away from 2 defenders that couldn't get him. But then it sets you out of position in other places, and that was on the right side, making the angle to get to the end zone.
Mm-hmm. No big breakouts in this ball game. It's kind of been a grinder defensive struggle. We'll have to pick the player of the game. Right now, it's going to be somebody on a defensive line for one of these teams.
Brings it back, and we'll go
Keeps
down
chugging.
at about the 32-yard line, and they'll take over from there.
Falcons take over. We'll see if they can get anything going here to move the sticks.
Nice snap, and we probably have movement on the line, and we do.
False start will move them back 5.
First and 15 now. Rozier looks left, still looks left. Pressure coming from the right, rolls to his right. Throws a pass up to wide open man at the 44-yard line. He'll go out at the 50. And a very big play for them to get things started. "25-yard play going to Jones."
Yeah, nice ball. Best play of the night for the Falcons. Got the ball midfield already with that big gainer.
Looking to run this time. Breaks the tackle, breaks it open. He'll have a gain of 8.
Yeah, once he gets going into that second level, watch out, because he's a battering ram. Mitchell, 5'10", 175, plays more like 200-pound plus guy as he uses speed and strength. Give him 7 on first down. Falcons trying to put a drive together here.
Three wide for the Falcons. Fakes the handoff, runs right, cuts back inside, and it'll be close for a first down. Looks about a half yard short. Just not quite enough. Instead of now 3rd and short. Still a half yard short, as we mentioned. Motion coming up to the top of your screen. And
timeout. Timeout Falcons.
Timeout Falcons. Well, Joe will certainly have his work cut out for him as he's looking to find our Fleury's Cafe player of the game.
It's a tough job.
We got a 3-touchdown lead, so certainly heavily looking at the Buchtel side, but there hasn't, as you mentioned, been a standout player that's really changed everything for him. It's been a lot of different people that have made contributions, but none of them that you would say, okay, that makes perfect sense. Our Fleury's Cafe player of the game brought to us by Fleury's Cafe right in Cuyahoga Falls at 2202 Front Street. Fleury's Cafe has home-style American breakfasts and lunch dishes offered in an intimate and eclectic atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Check them out Monday through Saturday. Get breakfast at Fleury's Cafe. Home of the signature pancake, pumpkin pancake, here in the fall. 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. Throwed his gloves on the field, I guess.
Is that a sign it's coming his way?
I would say it is.
Oh, they went on a hard count, but they didn't.
But not everybody knew. Not everybody. Yeah, it's something different going on, too. No?
Yeah, hurts.
Good idea. Not executed properly, unfortunately. They have multiple people moving.
We used to like to go on a quick count in that situation. Just first sound, boom.
Third down and 5 on the 47-yard line, 46-yard line. Rozier looks it over. Blitz looks to be coming. They go on the outside, and he moves forward, and he's going to be close to a first down. I think he's still going to be short. It looks like they're going to give it to him. That looks like.
I'd say it's a first down.
Yeah. Yep. So on the first play here, he's able to get it. First and 10 now from the 41.
Well, back-to-back first downs for the Falcons. Best field position of the night.
Great tackle. That tackle made by Devon Fox. Wrapped him up, drived him down. Textbook. Still got 5 yards on the carry, though. And that'll be the end of the third quarter as we go into the fourth quarter. 21-0 your score with the Buchtel Griffins all over this one. Continuing to add on to the lead. Switch things back and forth and we'll get them going. Second down and 7, their most entertaining drive so far here in the second half.
Yep.
Now midway through Buchtel territory.
They're definitely knocking on the door here.
Rozier has it. He's going to keep it himself, run left side. He's got a first down and more. Still on his feet, and he's going to go down at about the 17-yard line. And it looked like we had some more activity afterwards, so we may be even closer than that.
Something to build on for the Falcons. Rozier's best run by far.
Well, it's going to be a 20-yard run by Rozier, and then we'll see what happens at the end of it. Personal foul. What was this? So, not first down. Gain of 3.
So it was on the Falcons?
Yes.
20-yard
run and a necessary roughness. So they got the first down, and then it must have happened after the play. So they do get the first down.
Nothing doing there.
Loss of 1 there.
Injury. He rolled up his ankle. Gladman on that 2-yard loss.
While they take a look at the injured player on the field, we'll take a quick break. You're watching APS 15 high school football. Score is currently 21-0. Yeah, he's up. We'll stay. We'll stay.
We'll stay.
It looked like he was jumping. Glad to see him get up, and he's all right. All right, back at it here. Second down now and 12.
Second and 12, definitely 4-down territory here with 11 minutes and running. Firestone got to find a way to get in the end zone. Going deep.
Deep to the corner. Double coverage on his hands, but incomplete.
That was a great ball.
Pass intended for Johnson.
Only place you could throw it because there was good coverage. Rozier put it right in a very, very tiny crease, but it falls incomplete. He finally got the ball to Johnson down the field, just good coverage.
Well, he's had a lot of single coverage so far this game and hasn't got the look at it. Now they double him and then end up going to him. Still got a hand on it. Rozier hands it off. Mitchell breaks, still on his feet, but he ran right into another defender, and now he's down. No gain. Great job eluding 2 tackles. But you can't run forever, especially in that defensive line area, until another one gets back at you and takes you down. Trips on the bottom of your screen. 4th down, they're going for it. Looks right, pressure in front of him. Juke right, Juke left. Now he's got one chasing him. Thinks he's going to turn upfield and tosses it out of bounds. So incomplete. Could have been a loss of about 10 for a while there. And there's the flag. Intentional grounding.
They're going to decline it. And the reason why because the ball did not make it to the line of scrimmage, that's the good part of the rule. Griffins will take over as their defense has been consistently up to the task today. Going all Wildcat here? Nope. Spooney stays in.
9:36 here in the 4th. I would suspect to see plenty of running. And that's another face mask. He gets a 12-yard gain before that play. So we'll add another 15 on top of that. His 15th carry so far. Now that was a pull and hold.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
So they'll move it forward. With that penalty, it's going to increase us.
Roll that clock.
Clock is running. Looking to hand the ball off again. Spooney gives it. Goes through the pile and comes out the other side. He'll have a gain of 15 on that one. And now he's just playing against tired defenders because he came through the pile. Good blocking by the offensive line. And then came out the other end with the wheels still spinning.
Young Jones, the workhorse.
Goes back, hands the ball off. This time left side, gets around the corner. Great solo tackle by the Falcons. That one made by Sean Gates.
60 yards rushing on 17 carries for Young Jones.
Gets 4 on that last carry. Offset I formation now for the Griffins. Hands the ball, bobbled it at the line, but scooped through the line of scrimmage, and he's going for the corner, gets there, and touchdown. Williams hits that one from 18 yards out. So with 8:23 here in the fourth quarter, they make it a 4-score. And really, he started it off tough because he took the handoff and the ball kind of bobbled in his hands in front of him. Settles it in, scoops over the lineman, and off he goes, trying to go into that secondary.
Well, we mentioned this earlier. This Firestone defense has had to play a lot of plays. That was a tired series by them, especially after not scoring.
They're going to be too late to get this one.
Nah, we'll be all right.
I thought 51 was coming out. Looking to set up. Hold is down, kick is up, and it is good with the flag. The players are leaving like we're not going to re-kick it. So what's our...
I don't know.
The coach was on the field upset about something. Not Coach Powers, but one of the coordinators. Still no signal. I didn't see any signal by our head official.
No one guy's just carrying the flag like it's a hanky.
So it's on the Falcons?
I would need a signal. Yep. Yes, it is. Now I know. Unsportsmanlike. It is 15-yarder.
It's 15-yard penalty on the Falcons for unsportsmanlike conduct somewhere at the end or after the kick was good. So the kick counts. Now we move forward. Stutter step on the kick. New kicker coming in.
No problem for...
What was that? Xavier Lai, the freshman? No. Yes, sorry. Josiah McCann, sorry, the freshman, other team. So 8:23 left here in the fourth quarter. 4-score lead for the Griffins as they've worn down the Falcons defensively. Putting together 14 points in the second quarter off Lino throw to Keene of 28 yards for the first touchdown, 11:02 in the second. Then with 7:39 in the second, Lino had a 9-yard run for a touchdown to open it up to 14-0. Then backup quarterback Spooney came in for an 18-yard run in the third quarter, 3:01 in that quarter. And now in the fourth quarter, they get their fourth touchdown. Williams, an 18-yarder on the run for them as well. All the extra points good, obviously. Second and 5 now for the Falcons. Hand the ball off the left side. A lot of speed coming out through the hole. And he'll get the first down on the carry.
Gladman back in, so good to see he's okay. I'll move the chains.
Rozier fakes the handoff, runs right, big hole, first down, but forgot something. Called the football. He fumbles it right around the first down marker, a flag thrown at the same time.
They're going to blame Lane for holding. I mean, he wasn't in the play. When the play was all the way to the middle of the field, he's calling Lane.
Holding.
You just
Offense.
can't hold there. You know.
So that'll move him back. 10-yard gain, holding, second down. No, first down, sorry.
Yep. Basically just negate the run.
I mean, it wasn't like the guy was even close to making a play. It was a receiver guard that guy. There's a corner over on my side on the 40-yard line. He called it. The ball's on the hatch. So I didn't hear the play, so I don't know why they called the play.
Hands the ball, Gladman right side, gets around the corner for 8. And sets up now second and short.
Another
And
fumble.
they look like they dropped the ball again for
Got
a
it
fumble.
back again, though. Luckily,
Yeah.
number 72 Zion Carr jumped on it.
They're telling the band I think they have to stop playing.
Come on, let's. They're gonna call flag on a man. I mean, who cares if the band plays, really? Home field advantage. Be as loud as you want.
The band is part of the school. So indirectly, you're not supposed to be playing at certain times.
Why?
It's an advantage.
Exactly, you're home.
Well, if the crowd wants to make the noise, you can't stop the crowd from cheering.
Pretty good crowd today. Same rule in basketball as pep bands, right? Can't be during play. Can be during timeouts and not during free throws or during actual play.
Yeah.
You smell those hot dogs? I do. Pretty good. I'm getting hungry. And this one, really not a great pace here.
Personal foul.
Just run the clock out, guys. It's the 11th penalty for the Falcons.
Talking shit to the referee.
Well, it's 4th down and a lot. They're going to punt.
And the Buchtel coach is telling Lyde, hey, get back there. You got to catch this. Oh, boy. And timeout. Well, good news, Joe. I've read all my spots, so let me read one for a second time. City Series football right here in APS 15, supported by Akron Public Schools, offering open enrollment, which allows Akron students to transfer to other Akron schools for specialized studies. Akron Public Schools at akronschools.com. Certainly at the conclusion of this game, about 4 minutes from now, we'll have our Flurry's Cafe player of the game. Flurry's Cafe, a homestyle American breakfast and lunch dishes offered in a fantastic atmosphere right in Cuyahoga Falls. And they've got pumpkin pancakes, folks.
Hey, now.
Come and get them.
Hey, now.
Signature pancakes for signature players of the game. We'll have that at the end of tonight's broadcast. Open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Saturday brunch. That's where you go. Looking to punt this one away. And the kick is up and high. It's going to land at the 46 and go straight up.
Get away from it.
And they'll touch it. And they'll take over at the 41-yard line. As they'll be looking to finish this one out by running the ball. Lino still sitting on the bench below us here. So Spoonie will stay in at quarterback.
Yeah. Probably be in now anyway, I would think.
He's a junior.
And the pace has crawled to sloth-like at this point.
Well, for things that take you out of the flow of the game in general, the penalties. A lot of unsportsmanlikes during and after plays. Hard to sell it back. Spoonie pressure behind him, gets hit while he throws, and will go incomplete. Didn't see it on the rollout. Spoonie turns, hands the ball off. 2nd and 10 still, and it'll stay that way. He can't get anywhere. And another flag, probably unsportsmanlike afterwards.
Clean it up, man. Jeez. Run the clock out and get out of here.
So we'll move it forward. Another unsportsmanlike. I think it was something verbally said after an exciting play. I think it was the guy next to him that came running over to congratulate.
16th first down in the game for the Griffs.
My guess going to continue running the ball. 3:16 here in the 4th. Not everybody went at the same time.
Buchtel jumps off false start.
Coach Powers talking with him on the sideline. Tell him to keep his focus out there. Not necessarily a positive talk towards the end.
No.
Well, you're up and you're trying to run the clock out. Penalties are not needed at any time. Stays on his feet, spins. He's got first down.
Wow.
Just
Real
like
good
that,
run.
17 yards, but we got more pushing, and that's it. Well, with 2:18 in this one, we're going to call it, and it'll be 28-0's the score, but the game will be listed as ending early for unsportsmanlike conduct. Certainly not the way that the Akron Public Schools would like to end the game, but some games end that way. Want to thank those that helped make it possible. Peter George upstairs wiggling the camera back and forth. Ryan Rittenhouse, our producer, for Joe Pacansky and Dave Schick. We want to thank all of those that make Akron Schools a great choice. Good night, everyone.